Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We've got a lot of juicy stories making the round in the world of sports, and we'll be starting from a very important story that just came out, and we know after rigorous screening of all the ministerial lists submitted by the president, finally, we've gotten one person who will be taking over from Sunday Dare. Though Sunday Dare was our last Minister of Sports and Youth Development in Nigeria, but now we have had a new one. We've had a new sports minister is in place, and is no other person than John Enoh, a Cross Riverian. He's from the Cross River Central of Cross River State, that is Ecom area precisely of that state, and he has been appointed as the new sports minister by President Bola Tinubu, who say, okay, you are to man the ship. You are to you are saddled with the responsibility of taking Nigerian sports to another level where Sunday Dare left it. You have to improve on that and consolidate on that, on some of the achievement from Sunday Dare, and then also build your own, that we can see where we can see Nigerian sports become a very viable and enviable one in the world. John, he's a senator. He was formerly a senator, Senator John Enoh. That is his name. He's from Cross River Central, and from profile, he's a farmer. When we say farmer, not the kind of not a crude farmer per se, but a mechanized farmer. He has done well in that aspect. If you go to Cross River, a lot of persons know what he has done in the area of agriculture, farming precisely, and now he has been appointed as the new sports minister. What does John Enoh has to actually offer in the sports ministry? I think by the time he starts hitting the ground running, we are going to see a lot of policies, a lot of things from John Enoh, who has been appointed as the minister for sports. And you know, we've had a lot of issues going on in the sporting world, but right now we have a minister in place who is coming in, who is going to take care of every other issue we have in some of the federations that they are turbulent, and some of these federations that are doing well, and some that are not doing well. Now we now have a senator. So you know, when you have a senator manning a position, you know what to expect. That means every rules, laws are guiding that a particular federation will have to be followed. But what we need our sports to become vibrant again. We need our sports to go back to the days in the 90s, 70s, 80s, where all of our sporting actors and actresses, when they are going out for event, you know that yes, Nigerian is actually going for a particular event. But a good one, good news. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu knows what he saw in John Enoh, that he actually said, okay, you are going to fit into the position of being a sports minister. And if we want to go by everything, I think John Enoh will actually do his best in that ministry to see how our sports can become better and better and better, and then we can become perfect in some of our sports. We know they usually say Rome was not built in a day. I know we will get there, but with John Enoh coming in as the sports minister right now, I believe our sport is going to take another level, is going to take another new dimension, a new turn, and that is what we have been waiting for, because we don't have minister for the past months after Sunday Dare. But now, after all the rigorous screening in the National Assembly, in the upper chambers, now everybody that was screened now know his or our own portfolio now. But for sports, that is our own area of concern, because we talk sports and we do sports, and that is why we are so concerned about this particular this particular position, this particular ministry, where John Enoh has been given the power to actually control that ministry. That's the sports ministry. Senator John Enoh, who is now the new sports minister. Let's see what he has to offer, and let's see how it's just what we want is for our sports to become better. And we are calling on all stakeholders, all sports stakeholders in Nigeria. They should give this man in support. One man cannot make an island, and a tree cannot make a forest. So he needs all the support he can get from all of the sports stakeholders in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, to see how we can you can go visit the ministry, go there, good ideas, table your ideas. Who knows, maybe what you tell them, do like this, do it this way, do it this way, we can get this result. It can be accepted, and at the end of the day, credit will be given to you that you actually brought up this idea, and that is why we have recording success in this area. And sports is a unifying factor, and that is why John Enoh has been saddled with the responsibility. If you know sports, for instance, when you go to the stadium to watch a football match, maybe the Super Eagles or Super Falcons or Flamingos or the Eaglets are playing at the stadium, at the MKO Abiola Stadium here in Abuja, you see different persons from all walks of life coming into that place, converging in that stadium, watching football. When Nigerian scores go, you don't even know who is sitting by your side. You just celebrate. So sport is one area that, if we can actually look inward, it's an area that can give job. It's an area that can take a lot of youths off the streets. So for John Enoh, he knows what to do. He needs to hit the ground running as soon as possible. He needs to put things in place. He needs to take our sport back to where it used to be. So, Sunday Diary has actually done his own. What you need to do, consolidate on some of Diary's achievements and legacies he left behind, and then also now build your own and see how we can actually have a very, very stronger ministry. It shouldn't just be a ministry that, okay, sports ministry and nothing is going on. Something should be going on now that we know that John Enoh is now the sports minister. I have Atolagbe all the way from Akure, who will be joining me via Zoom, and if he's ready, he's going to do justice to some of the stories, some of the topics we have this morning. But the good news is that we now have Senator John Enoh as the sports minister, who will be handling the sports ministry. Because like I said, from his profile, a lot of persons have questioned that a farmer becoming the sports minister. Who knows? We have, you see different, we have footballers who actually study different course in school, becoming playing football. They didn't actually, okay, for instance, Vincent Nyama actually studied a different course right there in Abia State University. I think chemical engineering thereabout, or something of that, chemistry, something of that nature. That was what he studied in school. But right now, he became a goalkeeper for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He actually kept for Enyimba before leaving the shores of this country to France, where he actually did exploit. So we have a lot of other persons who don't even maybe didn't study anything relating to sports in school, but not doing well. So if you say because he's a farmer from his profile, when we say farmer, I'm not saying he's a crude farmer. When I say crude farmer, somebody who uses a hoe and cutlass. But when we talk about mechanized farming, that is what John Enoh is into. And when it is mechanized farming, you have to use the likes of tractors and the rest of them to actually carry out your job, your work. But now, if you say because he's a farmer, I bet you he has something to offer in that ministry. With his wealth of experience as formerly a senator, I think he's going to do well in that ministry. Though I'm not speaking for him, let him start working, and then we can actually judge by what he's going to be doing in that ministry, because we need our sports back. We need it to be back strong and better than what it used to be. Now we're preparing for the World Athletics Championship just 3 days away, and we know what has been going on with one of our superstars. If we have a minister in place, I think we would have attended to this issue. That is Toby Amusan, who has been suspended by the AIU, that is the Athletics Integrity Unit of the world, who was suspended because of missing 3 doping tests. And now, if we have a minister in place, when that news broke out, I think actions would have been taken swiftly to actually see how the issue can be resolved. Now, the issue has dragged for so long, and we just have today is 17th. We have just few days, 2 days to 19th, where the World Athletics Championship will be happening in Budapest, Hungary. And we know that place is hungry for Toby Amusan to defend her 100-meter world title she last won in Oregon, United States of America. But now that we now have a minister, I believe some of all these issues bordering on our sports will actually be looked into and then dealt with swiftly. And I will urge the minister to actually look towards the NBBF, because the NBBF crisis is something that has lingered for so long. So he needs to look into that aspect. He needs to bring a lasting solution to that area, because we cannot be look at what the crisis actually did to our D Tigers. Though the ladies did well in Rwanda, and now our guys couldn't replicate that at the pre-Olympics qualifier that happened right here in Nigeria. So we need to put our house in order. And now that the sports minister has been appointed, he needs to look at all the federations in Nigeria, and then what can he do, what he needs to do to bring respite and discipline into those federations, and see how we can have a better federation. Okay, if he's ready, he's going to be joining us all the way from the city of Akure. All right, let's go straight to this story happening. This one is a good news. It happened in Cameroon. That is the African Senior Women Volleyball Championship that is ongoing in Cameroon. And for our senior ladies, they actually defeated Mali in their opener. 3-0 it ended. It was in the final quarter. They have to show their resolve. They showed their mettle. They started slowly. Then into the second quarter, third quarter, that is the last quarter, they had to wrap up the victory in a 25-20 points. That is 5 points clear of Mali, and it's looking good. When you talk about, I was mentioning about federations that the new sports minister has come in. Now, this is one of the federations that is doing so well in Nigeria. That is the NVBF, the Nigerian Volleyball Federation. This federation, if every other federation in Nigeria can actually do well, can actually just do what the NVBF is doing, our sports will not be foot dragging as it is right now with some of the federation, because NVBF is one of the federation that when you want to talk about welfare of coaches, welfare of players, they are top-notch, number one. And who is at the helm of affairs there? And no other person than Engineer Musa Nimrod, who is actually dishing out the goods, who is doing, he knows, he was formerly a player, and he knows what volleyball is all about. He understands the terrain, he understands what players go through, he understands what the coaches are going through, psychologically and mentally, he gets them ready. And if we are recording any success in the world of volleyball, it is because we have somebody behind the square, behind the background, that is actually doing all he can to see that the players are well taken care of. And why won't the players go there. We just won the youth championship just a month ago, being coached by Coach Rekia, and we saw that jubilation after the victory. They actually said a lot before leaving the shores of this country, and they got there. They did very well and came back with the cup. Now the senior women has started also. They are following that success right now. In their first game, 3-0 it ended, and later on they will be taking on Cameroon in their second game. We know Cameroon is the host, and you know when you are playing against the host, you know what to expect. So later today they will be playing Cameroon there in their second game, and we just hope and pray and wish them victory against the Cameroonians. If they win this, uhuru for them, and you know what that means. Already they've won 2 games, that is 6 points into the bag, and I believe they can actually take all 6 points from their first game and their second game against Cameroon, who is the host. And it is what I believe that our players, the volleyball players, can do, because they actually had adequate preparation. They were in camping from the volleyball championship that was held in Abuja here, and then in Kaduna. Players were picked, so to tell you, they don't rest. Programs, in fact, monthly programs are being outlined in that federation. So if you are a volleyball player or you are aspiring to become a volleyball player, we have teams in Abuja here. Thank God we have teams in Abuja here. Go join them, and we have other teams all around the state. You can go to Akure or Favisi. You can go to Kaduna. We have some teams in Kaduna. So you just join any of the team. We have the customs here. We have the NSCDs here also. So these are teams that you can play for when it comes to volleyball. And that is why you're seeing what they're actually doing when they go out for championship. The Volleyball Federation is one of the best federations in Nigeria. And for the players, after that win against Mali, they said they are looking forward to their second game. And their second game is against Cameroon later today, and we wish them success and victory in that particular encounter, injury-free game, and they should be smiling after that game. And you know, the Malians got it hot from us, and I believe the Cameroonians can also get it hot from our own side. Okay, let's leave that story and head straight to Europe, where the big one happened last night. The champions of the champions against against the Europa Kings, as they are called, that is Sevilla, in the UEFA Super Cup final, and they took the lead through Enyeshiri in the 25th minute of that game, and that was how the first half ended. And then in the second half, Rodri gave assist to the young man called Palmer, and he slotted in a very cool finish, and it went straight after what the regulation time. There was no goal, and it was they had to settle scores through penalty shootout, and Gugel missing his last spot kick for Sevilla, and you know what that means. It ended 5-4 on penalties in favor of Manchester City. They won the Champions League, and now they've taken the Super Cup to add to that victory, which was actually a good one. This is the first Super Cup for them, and I believe Man City, after they lost in the Community Shield Cup final right there in the Premier League battle between them and Arsenal, that was weekends ago, and now penalties again. They say, okay, we are not going to lose this one this time around. We are going to take it. You know, Arsenal actually taught them how to go and practice taking penalties, and they were able to convert all their 5 spot kick, and that gave them their first ever Super Cup. And now they will be preparing also for the FIFA Club World Cup that will be happening later in the year, towards the ending of the year. That is when that tournament will come up. Can they win? Can they add the FIFA Club World Cup to their titles? The first time they won the Champions League against Inter Milan, and now they've won their first Super Cup title, and now they will be going to play the FIFA Club World Cup. Can they actually win it? where they will be coming up against all other champions from all other continents of the world. We have African champion, we have the Asian champion, we have the South American champion. All of the champions all over the world from all the continents will be converging in that particular one. It's been organized by FIFA. That is why it's called the FIFA Club World Cup. Then they will be playing against all the teams. And you know, Europe has this, let me say, a special favor. They join in the semi-final. All other continents, all other champions from other continents, we play some qualification series when they meet. They'll play a round robin, and then the Europe champions normally join from the semi-final, and that is the luck that Manchester City will actually have. Let's see how they will defend, how they will play against all of the other clubs coming from all other continents of the world. Congratulations to Manchester City. Congratulations to Sevilla also, because it's not easy. They actually took the lead, and Man City had to labor to actually get an equalizer. They didn't get the win, and it went to penalties. They have to settle scores on penalties. 5-4 it ended, and you know, for Sevilla, they attacked the Europa Kings. They won the Europa League Cup for 7 times, 7 good times. They won the last title was against AS Roma in the final, and now they couldn't do it against Manchester City. They just have to come back another time. Maybe if they win the Champions League, they will not be at the other side, also playing the Super Cup final. But congratulations to both teams. Congratulations to Erling Haaland. Congratulations to Pep Guardiola. Congratulations to every Manchester City player and Manchester City fans out there for actually taking this one home. The first time ever in the history of that club winning the UEFA Super Cup. Okay, let's leave the UEFA Super Cup and talk some transfers. We're going to be talking about some transfers. We know transfers are ongoing all over in Europe. Even in Nigeria, we're having our own transfers. And you know, the wind of the Middle East is actually blowing everywhere. It's not only in Europe that the wind is blowing. It's also blowing to Africa, blowing to Nigeria. We had some about almost 4 or 5 Nigerians I can take count that has moved to Saudi Arabia. The latest one was Johnny Gallo, who though he has been there, now he has joined another Saudi Arabian club side, Al Wida, and Onyekuru also joining the league in Saudi Arabia. So we have a lot of Nigerians right now who are also plying their trade in the Saudi Arabian league. And you know, the Saudi Arabian men, they have this money, they have it to spend. And we also heard of the news of Neymar signed for Al Hilal with that whooping sum of amount of money with some benefits added to it. He has said he needs a 25 bedroom building. I don't know if he's going to stay in all of the 25 rooms with swimming pool, with some special fixtures and 8 workers. That was his request that we heard he tabled before Al Hilal, and now I think they were able to meet that condition. Money is not problem. Back here in Nigeria, we say money not be problem, and money is not problem for the Saudi Arabian club. But let's leave that aside and talk about a Nigerian. Is a Nigerian, though he has not done the green, white, green colors for this country. We're talking about Chuba Akpom, a man who was on fire for Middlesbrough last season in the championship. He scored 20 good league goals for them, and now I say, okay, come and put on your scoring boot again and come and be banging in the goals in Eredivisie, that is the Dutch league. Chuba Akpom completes a move to Ajax from the beginning. The season has started, and he will be playing. He will be playing for Ajax, no longer Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, okay, you can go. You will have actually enjoyed your contributions. You contributed to this club. He was able to push Middlesbrough to the playoff for the Premier League, but they couldn't. They lost out to Luton, who's now playing in the English Premier League. So, but for Middlesbrough, I think they have a replacement. They have other players who can take over from Chuba Akpom. Chuba Akpom right now is an Ajax player. He's a Nigerian, but he has not officially shown that interest that he wants to play for Nigeria. So these are kind of guys we want to see in the Super Eagles or in our Flying Eagles team. I think he's going to fit into Super Eagles very well alongside Victor Osimhen, Kelechi Iheanacho, Samuel Chukwueze, a lot of enterprising young players in Super Eagles. If he comes, I think it's going to be a good addition to the Super Eagles. But right now, Akpom will be playing his trade in Eredivisie, that is the Dutch league in Netherlands. When we say Eredivisie, it's a Dutch league, it's the Dutch league in Netherlands, that is Holland also, as they are called as a nation. So as it stands right now, Chuba Akpom is a player of Ajax. Okay, quickly before we go on the show, let's talk about another, this time around, a European and a Spanish who has seen it all when it comes to football in the English Premier League. He was recruited for Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. It's no other person than David De Gea, who has left Manchester United after putting everything in place into consideration. Now he's keen to go to Bayern Munich to join the fray in the German Bundesliga. We know Harry Kane is already there. So David De Gea is also keen to make that move, that sweet move to Bayern Munich. He's one good goalkeeper. He has kept his record in Manchester United, 170-something clean sheet for Manchester United. And that is where we'll leave it on the show 360 Sports this morning. Thanks for watching. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.